Shelly was hardworking and studious. She took notes, studied hard, had to work, study, went to parties a little, and slept. Dudes would see and start plotting because she had a huge chest and wasn't ugly and all that. She didn't like shit though. Was going to make something of herself, succumbing to the desires of these guys in the same level of shit she was in. She got into things that will further her degree and make her more marketable than the next chick. The school had a radio station, she running a program on that. The school had a newspaper, she getting her articles in that. Whatever will further that work, she was about. Boys came to whoever was putting out that level of work for the future, she probably would be into. Alright. The people around would be working on the same things. They were friends then and will order pizza, putting shit together. If it's a late night, the only people around finishing up the newspaper was Shelly and her friend, who was at the student-run newspaper with her. She wasn't a hoe or anything, but she fucked with the guy. He was a cool kid who was funny but could keep his mouth shut, so she flirt with him while they work all the time. She blushed and acting like nothing happened. She do the same thing because he wouldn't put her business out there. She just a footsie or whatever. It was a secret though. At some point after everybody had left, she had the hugest natural. Son had his hands up her shirt, my bad, twisting and turning her television knobs. They kissed a lot and Shelly rubbed and tickled his massage son lightly. He was containing his cool, but it was feeling good to one another. He got her shirt off of her, sucked on her. Son had some sort of infatuation with her, so I guess he was justified in losing it like that. He unzipped his khakis a little and boxers. Shelly was impressed. It was looking a little overwhelming for her. He just wanted to press her huge watermelon against him, kind of motorboated them and juggled them. She got bored of all the attention. Stopped. She guided him into one of the empty chairs in the room and sat with her back to him. She sat on top of his, just started pushing and pushing against him. He still had his hand on her, kind of massaging and turning and twisting. Shelly felt good about this little chair situation. She got her shirt back on while they hummed. If anybody walked in the room, they could play it off like the same friendly flirting everyone would scoff at and was used to. He couldn't do too much in a position like that, but just enjoy her grinding. She smelled good like perfume. He rubbed the knob, moaned, and whispered shit that made him feel real big, like. She wasn't paying attention to plenty of guys, so that made him feel crazy when he thought about it. She also said, if you tell anybody, you're never. That sucked. That she was still threatening an idea like that, whatever. It was late in the student union. It was dark out. They felt somewhat secure. The jingle of keys made them come to their senses. Some pulled out and zipped in a fluid motion while she pulled her pants up as well. Tingling of keys. One of the girls from the newspaper walked in. Y'all still in this bitch? Pack it up. She didn't notice and threw them the keys. Lock up. I just had to get my bag. Y'all should route. It's late. The door slammed behind her. They laughed, blushed, and decided to chill out. She felt good about the guy because he was always was putting work in the same circles she'd be trying to get down. He felt great because everybody had been trying since she showed up in September. He thinking, it sucks I can't brag about this. But he was with keeping it low. She just smiled, getting her stuff and heading to the door. He walked out with her. They kept that moment as a secret. They locked the door and walked to their complex of apartments off campus where they chill and lounge on some friendly shit. They were in a while. They just put in the work and both graduated with good grade points and even better hands-on experience. Shelly would be in whatever situation that bettered her communication degree. She up at the radio station with a country time slot. She would play sad country records that her mom used to play in the crib and have talking segments with her girlfriends. They would discuss light shit, entertainment, gossip, and relationships. People would actually listen in and call to grab about their significant others or what some entertainer had done. She would keep her actual business as low as any other, but her girls weren't stupid. They kind of put two and two together. The vibe was like folksy and feminine. The people dug it for the most part. Show on a radio station as well, a tribute program to jungle, garage, dubstep, and any other of the popular sound coming out of England. He wasn't that into music, but he recognized people dug it. It was different than Shelly's shit. The people that were into the UK rave culture would call up request songs, but there wasn't the feminine conversational vibe that Shelly had on her show. The thing you have to remember, his son was cool, kept whatever he had going on with Shelly low. One of her friends that she did her segment with want to jump on his show for his segment. Dialogue. Shelly, what you think of son? He's okay. He's kind of a dweeb, I guess. He seemed cool like a rocker or some shit. I'm trying to hook up with him. She lie, thinking how he was. Look, he's a fuck boy. He's fuckish, honey. A lame, trust me, honey. Damn, Shelly, he seem alright. He's kind of hot or whatever. He's a fuck boy. Her friend was always painting a husband out of every guy on the campus. Her friends were always trying to steer her clear of them for this reason and that. Shelly didn't want to complicate her thing just for being lax and apathetic. I don't know. Her girls walked out, finishing up their segment. Bye, bitch. Bye. Have fun. Shelly again stayed behind and lounged while her little secret 1-2 thing for his radio program. He had fun with it. He brought a L with him for the segment. He could still field requests and play songs. He offered Shelly some since she stayed behind after her friends left to head back to the apartments or whatever. Shelly's friend made son look hotter to her. Damn, these scavengers after my low shit. Fucking slaw, she thought. He was offering her the L. She wasn't a smoker, so she took a super mini polite drag of the L. He pulled out a flask of brown liquor, took a swig, and passed the flask to her. Again, she took a super light swig. She partied a little, but she was apprehensive to bring that energy to where she was putting in work. But she was done with her segment. Some feeling clever, put on a whole LP and tried to was lounging on the couch by the radio machinery. She was a little hotter for him because of her friend's desire. He sat beside her on the couch after putting out the swisher. She was sitting pretty. Her legs were crossed. Her burglaging out of her shirt. Her blonde hair was out. Sun was getting next to her, hard with his eyes steaming fire. Everyone had left the radio station except them. He was wanting her, but the weed had him stuck, so he was just staring at her. She decided to kick it with him since the weed had him too stuck to take advantage of her willing stance. You high, honey? Yeah. You like what I'm wearing? Yeah. She wasn't wearing anything crazy, just some tight jeans and a tight t-shirt due to her. She wasn't trying or anything, but she could tell he was high and horny. As usual, he noticed she smelled great, like raspberries and bubble gum. The weed made him exhausted, though. He sprawled out on her lap like she played in his hair, not fathoming the magnitude of the weed sacking the castle state of his mind. Shelly chuckled, thinking he was trying to be cute or whatever. The trance UK music was banging in the background. Son fell asleep in her lap, where apparently he lived from time to time. She thought about the audacity of her friend inquiring about Son as he lay sprawled on her lap trying to survive his own blunt wrap. Shelly was tickled, but he was trying to be a little smoother than that. He was good though, between a friend wanting him and his packing have to prove a thing to her. Plus he had his little radio show or whatever. He was good. She kept running her fingers through his hair. She was pretty much sober. After the LP finished, Shelly nudged him awake so he stay on point with his little radio show. He said a few words into the mic, threw on a second LP, and dove back into her lap. It was funny where she was clearly trying to get hit, but he just used her as a fluffy pillow. He sobered a little and kind of realized he missed the opportunity to be up in that, trying to impress her with drugs or something. She eventually called it a night, pecked him on his closed eyelids, and went back to the apartment. He woke up on that sofa the next morning. What was Shelly to do? Her guy with the stuff was plowed from mind-altering substances. She wasn't tired, but was actually wanting in the radio station. She was discouraged because he had proven himself once before and she was working on seconds. She stripped and hopped in the shower to get ready for the next day. She kind of regretted fleeing all of the guys for friends. She pondered the guy she wanted rubbing on. Dummy missed out today. I get at him some other time. She creamed on her fingers in the shower rain. She dried off, put her pajamas on, and crashed, chuckling at how into her son was the first time they